So under the syllabus tab on Canvas, you will find this lovely little link that actually takes you to our syllabus website. Okay. Instead of uploading a long, many page PDF document, I will be using a syllabus website that's based in Google Sites, essentially. That way, if there are any changes that need to be made throughout the semester or any updates to the content or course information, this link will always take you to the most updated version of our course content. Okay, I'll make updates to the website and this link will update automatically rather than needing to publish or republish a PDF and make those adjustments if necessary throughout the semester. This is a very streamlined way to always present you with the most current information for the course. You'll also notice that right underneath here, there is a course summary. So week 1 is included here. Your first 2 participation assignments and reading response discussion will be due this Friday. So you can always see a running list of whatever new assignments are released each week, as well as their due dates. As more modules are published each week with course content and assignments, those assignments will begin to appear here as well. Now, here is our syllabus. So again, I highly encourage you to go over this syllabus and every section of the syllabus very thoroughly on your own. Again, there's a lot of information here to unpack. However, without overwhelming you too much, I'm just going to really focus on the main pieces of information that are probably the most important and relevant to you in terms of knowing our course expectations going forward. So on our front page here, there is a little welcome message from me introducing myself, but the really important information here is how to contact me should you need to, okay? So if you have a question of any kind at any time, you can always reach me using the Canvas inbox feature, okay? And that is this little friendly icon right over here, okay? This is the Canvas inbox. This is my preferred method of contact with all students because this inbox is solely dedicated to student correspondence. I am currently an adjunct at 3 separate schools in 3 different districts, and they each have their own very, very crowded email inbox. So this is definitely the fastest way to get in touch with me if you need to, okay? If you have a question, this kind of filters all of the student correspondence because it is dedicated only to my students, and specifically through Canvas here is dedicated specifically to my Golden West students. This is definitely the most efficient way to get in touch with me, and it's always the first place I'll check for student questions before ever checking my email inboxes, okay? So please make sure that you are using this Canvas inbox feature. It is very, very easy with the hundreds of emails I get every day at each of my districts for student correspondence to kind of get lost in the shuffle or fall to the bottom of the pile. So using this Canvas inbox feature ensures that that does not happen because it is solely dedicated to you. And again, it's the first place I will check for any student questions, okay? Now, if for whatever reason, the Canvas inbox isn't working or Canvas is down or some rare scenario occurs where you cannot reach me via Canvas inbox, then you are more than welcome to reach out to me via my email, which I have also included here, okay? So you can reach me there as well, but definitely try your best to stick to that Canvas inbox feature. If you contact me Monday to Friday, typically I do my best to respond respond to all messages within 24 to 48 hours. If you don't hear back from me after 24 to 48 hours, that's when you can try to contact me again, okay? I always say to give it that 24 to 48 hour time frame, just to make sure that you are aware that sometimes I'm not always able to respond right away. I do check my Canvas inbox daily. However, depending on the time of day you're messaging me, like if you're messaging me at say 11:30 p.m. or 1:21 a.m., which has been known to happen, please understand that I'm probably not near my device, nor would I be responsive at that hour. Typically, if it's, between Monday to Friday during like regular business hours, you'll probably get a message from me the same day, if not the next day. I am pretty good about checking it, like I said. However, this response time is designated for a reason. So if for whatever reason you don't get a response from me right away, don't worry, don't panic. Sometimes students get really anxious. They run into an issue, especially when they're approaching an assignment deadline, and they're in need of an answer very quickly. But again, if it's outside of business hours, because a lot of our assignment deadlines are at 11:59 p.m., you may not get a response from me if you are messaging me very late at night, or on a day that I am teaching at multiple other schools, which is the case a couple of days a week, okay? So don't worry, don't panic. Be patient. As long as you have reached out to me, when I do get to that Canvas message, I will be able to assess whatever questions you have, provide you with whatever feedback you're looking for, and just remember that there is no problem we can't solve, okay? So if something does happen or does go wrong in advance of an assignment deadline, do your best to work through it, and I will do my best to respond to you as quickly as possible so that we can troubleshoot anything like that together, okay? Um, Please also bear in mind that this response time may be a little bit longer on the weekends. I'm not always home. I'm not always near my laptop. And sometimes it is a little bit challenging, especially if you're asking me for specific information about an assignment or to look at a Canvas page or a grade, etc. That it's a little bit more challenging for me to do that remotely from my phone. The Instructor app on Canvas does not include all the same bells and whistles that the desktop site does. So sometimes it may take me a while to get home, get back in front of my computer, and really dive into what you're asking me for. That way I can provide you with the best response possible. So please do your best to be patient. Keep in mind that Canvas inbox is very much like an email inbox. It is dedicated to student correspondence and student correspondence only, but it is not a text messaging service. I know sometimes it's easy to think that, especially if we're using it from our phones, it's easy to kind of fall into those familiar texting habits. Please make sure that you're organizing all of your thoughts and ideas into one cohesive message, and then waiting for that response window of the 24 to 48 hours to pass before sending me a follow-up message, okay? Like I said, I usually respond pretty quickly, but in the event that I am away from my computer, it may take me a little bit. So that's why I have this response time set up already, okay? Just so that nobody panics in between, okay? All of these buttons on the bottom here will take you directly to the other sections of the syllabus as well. But I'm going to go ahead and click that drop-down menu so you can see what all of those other sections are, and then we can travel there together.